Only the best gaming monitor will give you the best visual experience for your games while catering perfectly for your setup, budget, and preferences. We think it's one of a handful ways to guarantee an instant enhancement to your setup too. After all, gaming monitors literally shape the way we see and experience all the awesome games we all play. However, finding the best gaming monitor can prove to be a melon scratcher. It's a massive market, and it's constantly changing with new and exciting entries arriving and old favorites being phased regularly. After hours of research and after taking expert advice, we have listed the 7 best gaming monitors to help you choose the one that suits you perfectly. The links for the products mentioned in the video are in the description below. You could also find a more detailed analysis and a comparison tool on our website, pickadvisor.com. Let's get right into our top picks. Number 7. GIGABYTE M27Q. Would you rather have a flat screen 1440p 240Hz gaming monitor? Check out the GIGABYTE M27QX with a wide Adobe RGB gamut and smooth G-Sync performance. The M27QX uses an IPS panel with 178-degree wide viewing angles and consistent colors. It has a wide 97% Adobe RGB color gamut and comes with a 100% sRGB emulation mode. Now, the 27QX monitor has a lower contrast ratio than the G7, so you won't get as deep blacks, but the colors are more vivid and rich. The HDR is also a step down due to the lower 400 nit peak brightness and lack of local dimming. So the main advantage of the M27QX over the G7 is the more vibrant and precise color reproduction, wider viewing angles, impeccable VRR performance, and the fact that most people prefer flat displays at this screen size. The monitor supports VRR up to 240 FPS for tear-free gameplay. FreeSync works with NVIDIA cards without any issues. Other gaming features include black equalizer, a refresh rate tracker, crosshair overlays, various picture presets, and the aim stabilizer sync backlight strobing technology. The monitor has a sturdy height-adjustable stand with tilt and VESA mount compatibility. Connectivity options include DisplayPort 1.4 inputs, 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, USB-C, a headphone jack, dual 2-watt built-in speakers, and a dual USB 3.0 hub. It also has a KVM switch and support for PIP PBP. Number 6. Sony INZONE M9. Sony has stepped into the best gaming monitor world with an absolutely beautiful beast. The INZONE M9 is a gorgeous monitor boasting a 27-inch 4K HDR screen and a sleek PS5-inspired design that looks oh so good next to your Sony console. The Sony INZONE M9 has quite a few ports, which means you could easily connect your PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS without having to unplug any cables. There are 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, a USB-B port, a USB-C port, 3 USB-A ports, and a standard display port. An INZONE Hub app makes adjusting the monitor setting and swapping through one of the 5 display modes incredibly easy, which is great since it can be a bit annoying to reach behind the dang thing. With some exclusive PS5 features that include auto-swapping between cinema and game modes and automatically optimizing HDR settings upon booting up the console. This means you won't have to fiddle with any settings on your monitor when going between PS5 and PC use, which is a lovely little feature that not a ton of gaming monitors have. In short, this is a stunning monitor in both display and design, and an excellent option if you're looking to make your setup even better, especially if you're a PS5 player. Number 5. ASUS ROG Strix XG279Q. If you have extra room in your budget and want to squeeze out that additional drop of performance from your 1440p screen, the ASUS ROG Strix XG279Q may be the best gaming monitor for you. This screen is ready to compete with the speediest of screens, competing well against other 165 to 170Hz screens in our response time test and failing just 1 to 3 milliseconds behind in our input lag test. Out of the box, we recorded solid IPS contrast. This is also an excellent HDR monitor thanks to a dynamic contrast feature that bumps contrast up to a whopping 22,506.9 by 1. Not only does it have the sharper resolution of your dreams, but it's one of the rare monitors to allow you to run blur reduction alongside side-screen tear-fighting adaptive sync. The XG279Q features one of the best motion blur implementations we've seen and the rare ability to run motion blur alongside adaptive sync. Number 4. BenQ Zowie XL2566K. The BenQ Zowie XL2566K is a 360Hz gaming monitor with a TN panel and an impeccable backlight strobing implementation aimed at professional esports players. Its DIAC plus MBR technology is exceptionally optimized for minimum strobe crosstalk or other visual artifacts, which paired with rapid response time results in CRT-like motion clarity at a low brightness penalty cost. variable refresh rate is supported as well up to 360 FPS, but it cannot work at the same time as MBR. Other features include black equalizer, XL settings to share, color vibrance, a shading hood, and an S-switch hotkey puck for quick OSD related shortcuts and adjustments. The stand of the monitor is robust and offers height adjustments up to 155mm, minus 5 degrees by 23 degrees tilt, a 45 degree swivel, 90 degrees pivot, and 100 by 100mm VESA mount compatibility. Connectivity options include 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, DisplayPort 1.4, and a headphone jack. Number 3. Samsung Odyssey G7. The 32-inch Samsung Odyssey G7 is in a class all of its own. It's one of Samsung's 1000R screens, meaning it's one of the curviest gaming monitors you can find on the market. If you're a fan of the immersive feel of a curved monitor, the 32-inch Odyssey G7 will elevate this experience even higher. At 32 inches, the Odyssey G7's amazing 1000R curve drew us in, whether we were playing games or doing work. With this curvature, we could view productivity apps without any image distortion, and when gaming our vision was filled with action. The 32-inch 16:9 build offers ample height for productivity and coupled with 1440p resolution hits a sweet spot for gaming. In terms of image quality, the 32-inch Odyssey G7 proved accurate before we even calibrated it while boasting a 2121:1 contrast ratio according to our testing. In our response time benchmarking, this monitor kept up with similarly spec'd screens, doing justice to 240Hz category. If you're looking for high-end speed, image quality, and form factor, this is it. Number 2. MSI MPG ARTYMIS 343CQR. Not a fan of curved candidates for best gaming monitor? Then you might want to jog on, because we think that MSI has definitely doubled down on the notion of bent screens with the MPG ARTYMIS 343CQR. With a mere 1 meter radius of curvature, this thing is positively twisted. As it happens, we found that it's also unbelievably immersive. Partially, this comes down to that extreme 1000R curve, but it's also because MSI has boldly opted for VA rather than IPS panel technology. Combined with a very strong monolithic backlight, the result confirmed in our testing is punchy peak brightness of 550 candela per meter square and 3000:1 static contrast. Granted, there's only entry-level HDR 400 certification, but this monitor delivers the best HDR experience we've yet seen from a monitor with no local dimming. Cyberpunk 2077 running on this 34-inch 3440x1440 pixel beauty is truly something to behold. Of course, the big worry with any VA panel is pixel response. The 343CQR does need a little time to warm up, but once it's up to temp, we found the response is nearly good enough to justify the 1 millisecond claim. Add in 165Hz refresh rate and AMD FreeSync support, and you have one heck of an overall gaming package. And don't forget that even the latest console don't support the ultra-wide 21:9. But for this specific job of high-end PC gaming, with the arguable exception of esports, this monitor proved to us that it is absolute madness, and in a very good way. Number 1. Alienware AW3423DW. Desktop class OLEDs used to be a rarity in the gaming monitor segment, but over the years prices have come down and more entries have entered the fray. The latest comes to us from Alienware and is the jaw-dropping AW3423DW. This is a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor with an 1800 curve and a resolution of 3440x1440. However, the most important spec is its use of Quantum Dot OLED panel, which offers an extremely wide color gamut and the blackest blacks you'll find in a gaming monitor. The screen has better contrast and a faster response time than any LCD panel we've ever seen, while also looking richer, more convincing, more immersive, and being faster, sharper, and clearer. It really does do everything. The QD OLED heart of the AW3423DW gives it unmatched contrast and excellent color saturation, and we felt no need to calibrate the panel further out of the box. Throw in premium build quality as we'd expect from Alienware, and top-notch video processing, and the AW3423DW hit all the high notes without any demerits worth mentioning for enthusiast gamers. Gaming monitor options keep growing with new brands, features, resolutions, and display sizes available. It's an exciting time to be a PC gamer, but that also means that selecting the best gaming monitor for your rig is growing more complicated. The array of specs to consider is dizzying, from adaptive sync technologies to refresh rates, panel types, screen curvatures, and HDR support. When seeking the best gaming monitor for your rig, there are different panel types vying for your eyeballs: IPS, TN, VA, and even OLED, each with its own pros and cons. You can't forget about screen size and aspect ratio, which affect your views, desk space, and again, bank account. And we haven't even discussed bonuses like speakers, RGB, or port selection. How's a gamer to choose with all these options? However, getting the best gaming monitor is quite challenging when you have plenty of models available on the market with a decent design and innovative features. All the products mentioned above are a perfect blend of versatility and innovation, providing the users the best-in-class experience. Choose wisely which product suits you the best and will fulfill all your requirements. Let us know in the comments down below which model works for you the best and why. Thank you for watching the video, and that is all for this one. If you find this video helpful in any way, give a huge thumbs up, stay tuned for the upcoming videos by subscribing to our channel. See you guys in the next one.